I grew up in Buffalo, New York, the son of a watchmaker, the grandson and great-grandson of jewelers. I remember growing up running around the family jewelry store, following my dad and my uncles and my grandfather. These were all hard-working men. They were veterans. You could say that the family business was in my DNA. So when I moved away from home, I found myself working in the nonprofit sector, traveling the world, working mostly in developing nations. It was an eye-opening experience. I pretty much lived out of my suitcase, my bag. My life was in this piece, so to speak. And I think that's probably when my obsession to find the very best, the beefiest, the most indestructible and well-weathered bag I could find. My search took me worldwide, but I never seemingly found the bag of my dreams. So years later, as much as I loved my work in the nonprofit, I found much of it to be digital work in meetings and traveling. And at some point after my second son was born, I felt, for a lack of a better term, maybe a little bit restless. Like something was missing, like I needed something tactile to work on, not just documents and meetings. So I bought my first hide of leather and began working on my first leather case, this simple DOP kit, one I had looked for years but could never seemingly find in my travels. So at my wife's behest, I posted it online and began to receive orders. Our shed in our backyard became our workshop. What began as a desire to work with my hands, like the generations before me, became not only a creative outlet, but a thriving family business. It really is an American dream. Named after my sons, Colsen and Keane has become an established purveyor of fine, heirloom quality, custom leather goods made by hand, right here in our workshop in the heart of Charlotte, North Carolina. We've outgrown the shed. Just walking in our door is a visceral experience. Customers often inhale deeply when they cross the threshold. The scent of the leather, the hammering and riveting, set to a diverse playlist given the wide range and age and background of our staff, all under a really old roof overlooking a city where most old things are bulldozed these days, and at a time when goods are rarely handcrafted. Whether it's weaving a chunky leather belt through the belt loops of your favorite pair of jeans, to pulling the credit card out of that well-worn micro wallet you keep snugly in your front pocket, the well-loved journal opening your handwritten thoughts to the sound of paper and leather colliding together, is tactile. When I throw my bag that I've had for years, marked with the stories of thousands of miles over my shoulder, and the sound of my leather strap as I maneuver onto that crowded flight that I am perpetually asked, "Hey, where'd you get that bag?" Rarely do we get to really take in a sensory experience like a well-made leather good, or possess such a canvas. Rather than our goods just holding the things that are valuable to you over time and travels, I am absolutely convinced, as are so many of our customers, that the bag or case itself will become even more valuable to you than what you actually carry in it. And so here in this old warehouse we call home, we're building bags, satchels, backpacks, wallets, belts, purses, you name it, by hand, with the sturdiest hardware and thread we can find to make things that will last generations to come. Like the wall clock my grandfather handed down to my dad, that my dad fixed a few times and handed down to me. Like my dad's watchmaker's bench that now sits in our workshop. Our hope is that you'll hand down our goods to those you love as a symbol of the long haul mindset. From our family to yours, we count it an absolute honor and privilege to create goods that will become part of your history.